going to explain to you the parts of EMS that no one talks about and why I drove 1,000+ miles across state lines. This is not a Tesla video, and this is far from a tribal blog. Things don't always go as planned, and they're far from perfect. Your circumstances may not be ideal, but your response can be honorable. So whether you're a man or a female, the concepts and the principles that I'm going to share with you could be applied not just to parenthood, but to your health, to your finances, to the relationships with your parents and the people that you love. In EMT school, in paramedic school, they'll teach you how to recognize life threats and act accordingly. But they won't teach you anything about your family life, on how to manage fatigue, on how to manage your money and make the career sustainable. They don't have time for it. They're too focused on teaching you the CE clamp and how to do proper compressions and allow full chest recoil. And unfortunately, some of the leaders who are trying to lead you or that have led you were also burnt out, and their cup is empty. Basically impossible for them to pour from an empty cup. But you gotta show up anyway. And the majority of the year, my sons live in New York City with their mother. So anytime I want to see my sons, I either gotta fly to New York or drive to New York. I have to go pick them up or stay with them for the long weekends. Whether it's the summer break, Christmas break, I make the move to go to New York, and I leave my current wife behind and my daughter so I could go spend time with my sons and be in their life as well. I was born and raised in a poverty-stricken area by a single mother on government assistance, where my father figures were hip-hop music and gangster rap, and my father was a person that was never in my life. And I'll be damned if I have my kids go through the same thing, because things are not going to go the way they're supposed to. But either way, you got to make it work. Refrain from being a person that at least tries their best. Be a person that even if gets it done. What I mean is, even if I'm working a 24-hour shift as I'm doing right now, as this video is being recorded, I'm still making time to create content that provides value to you guys, because I want to pay my blessings forward. I said it once and I'll say it again. EMS saved my life, and I want to save yours. I want to help those that are helping others. And the best way I can do that is through this platform. So don't be a at least type of person. Be a even if things don't go your way, you'll be present for your family members and your loved ones. Even if things don't go your way, you will find a way to make it happen and be there for the people in your life, because being an EMT, being a paramedic, you can't make your identity your uniform. Your identity needs to come from more than just what your certification level is. Identity has to come from other things like your family life. Don't pour all your energy into being the best firefighter, the best police officer, or the best first responder ever known to America, while simultaneously disregarding your wife at home. A lot of the things that go on in our life the way we don't want it to go, it's usually because of the neglect that we gave that situation. So what I'm trying to say is, for you brothers out there specifically, our world is our mirror. It's a hard pill to swallow, but I gotta tell you, the way your dog behaves is a reflection of you. The way your kids behave, it's a reflection of you. The way the interior of your car is, or the interior of your home is a reflection of you. So if you're having marital issues, in the majority of cases, we need to take accountability and think to ourselves, what did we do to cause this inconvenience? Trust me, I'm divorced. It's the whole reason why I'm driving across state lines to pick up my sons. I'm speaking from experience, not from a pedestal. How do you manage your health? How do you manage your relationships? How do you manage your personal and professional life simultaneously? You're a first responder. People depend on you to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But you have to learn to save your life first. Because if there's one thing I know about you, is that you're selfless. But to be good at being selfless, you must first be selfish. You have to take care of yourself first. And that's one of the reasons why I had to drive 1,000+ miles across state lines. And I hit the road. But as I hit the road, I remember that I have to not only recharge the Tesla, but I had to recharge myself. My body was the equipment, and I had to make sure that the equipment was up to par, not just physically, but also mentally. My mindset, my mental health had to be sharp. And don't forget that when you have good things going your way, they start stacking up on top of each other. For example, it's easier for you to make a decision on what to eat and have that decision be healthy after a workout versus if you just had a couple shots of Jägermeister. It's easier to say yes to the vape, and subsequently easier to say yes to the chicken wings, and easier to say yes to that one night stand. So make sure to leverage momentum. Have momentum be a positive fuel instead of a negative fuel for you. You have a lot of providers, especially some of the veterans, my fellow veterans, a lot of these brothers, and if you're a veteran yourself, think about it, bro. You're able to teach how to calculate a dopamine drip in a person that has symptomatic hypotension. You're able to teach someone how to pace and how to start an IV and when not to use an EpiPen and all this stuff. But at the same time, you're neglecting your household. At the same time, you're gossiping about other people. At the same time, you're focusing so much on what it is that you're supposed to teach the new generation that you forgot about learning for yourself. And these are the people who are guiding you. You, the new person with less than 6 months of experience. You, the person who just started at a firehouse and you notice that the toxic culture and the chief is kind of getting on your nerves or picking on you and they singling you out because you didn't wipe down the ambulance or anything along those lines. It's all because of the simple fact that a lot of us, unfortunately, are suffering in silence. Stress is one of those things that gets shared without consent. Have you ever heard of the first responder who got decommissioned while at work? Have you heard about the on-duty health issues that occur to paramedics, police officers, and firefighters? Sometimes the real emergencies, when they come over the 911 dispatch, is because you're being dispatched to a fellow member of service. After 20 plus years, guys, I've taken so many people to the hospital that I know a thing or two about avoiding being admitted to the hospital. And I got to tell you, a lot of the emergencies that first responders go through, whether it's mental health related, physical health related, a lot of it is avoidable. And sometimes it's because we forget to prioritize taking care of ourselves because we focus so much on taking care of others. So while driving the Tesla, I'm thinking to myself, there's a lot of similarities with what's going on with the car and what's going on with people in EMS. For example, you have to charge the car to keep moving. It's an electronic car, same as gas cars. You got to pour gasoline or diesel, whatever type of fuel, right? It's the same thing with us. We got to charge up. We got to eat right. We got to drink enough water. We have to take care of ourselves. Then, after doing that, then we got to use the equipment. Think about it. If a car doesn't move for enough days in a row, the car starts to rust. The wheels start to deflate and the car starts to basically become obsolete. It stops working. You have to use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. If you think about it, your body's made out of 70% water. So is the entire world. That's not a coincidence. Everything that is alive is in motion. And if you're not in motion, if you're not using your hands and your arms and your legs for the local motion and to carry things the way we're supposed to, what ends up happening is we start to reap the negative consequences of making those sedentary decisions. So you have to keep moving. And then once you keep moving, take a break, rest up. Same way I did with the car. I literally camped in my car and rested up because I was already so tired. By the time I got to South Carolina, North Carolina, driving in the dark, charging up the car, I was just fresh off a 24-hour shift. I had to rest. I had to listen to my body. I had to stop relying on energy drinks and had to just stop and take a break. And after taking a break, then you keep going. Fight to see another day. Start moving forward. And this moment right here, come here, boy. What's up, my heart? What's up, my heart? God is so good. Yo. Is that yours? God is so good. Yeah. Say thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's your mom? He's coming with the maleta. That's not yours, right? That's ours. Is this Tesla? Yeah. That's not ours. Give your mom a hug and a kiss. It's just one of the moments, because there's more to this road trip. There's more to this back and forth from Florida to New York and from New York back to Florida. But this moment right here is one of the major reasons why I took the trip, why I even sacrificed all the things that I sacrificed. It's because they'll never forget it. It's because we have to make sure to realize that for Christmas, you're better off giving your kids some of your time than giving them a PlayStation. That for their birthday, you're better off spending it with them than sending them a gift card. I mean, something is something. As a person who was raised without a father, I would have loved to receive anything. But brothers and even sisters, is your time with your kids diluted by your lack of substance? Or is every second with you equivalent to a month of knowledge for them? So what I mean is, how dense is your presence for them? You don't want to be with them 365 days per year, but using your phone while you're with them. You don't want to be with them every single day and not teach them anything. It's something that they'll never forget. It's the same way they still remind me at 11 and 9 years old. My sons still remind me from when they were 3 and 4 years old, asking me, hey, Dad, you remember when you used to drink beer? Hey, Dad, you remember when you were fat? Literally, they don't forget these things. So we have to make sure that the memories that we do create for them and with them are everlasting and as positive as possible. Because think about it, you're already a first responder. That's already awesome. And I loved to have them correlate me as being a first responder, but also being a present father. Now, after I picked them up, they started literally dancing as we were charging the Tesla again. I spent time with my mother. I gave her a hug. I gave her a kiss. I had some of my mother's good food. And then I drove back. But this time I wasn't driving alone. We were actually singing along to songs. We were having a good time. As you can see here, we were smiling and bonding. And those memories are unforgettable, not just for them, but for me as well. And I gotta tell you, the miles going north, they felt really heavy. I was nervous. When I was in New Jersey, I remember my heart was beating a lot faster because I was approaching New York City and finally having the chance to reunite with my sons. And then the miles coming south from New York to Florida, those miles were just full of fun and a lot of music and loud music blaring, and it was a whole different type of emotion because now I wanted to reunite my sons with my daughter and my wife that were at home. So one thing I would like to tell you, for those people that are single, I remember after my divorce, there was a time where I knew that eventually I will find and rekindle love. I knew that eventually I would find someone, and I was in the gym lifting weights like, yo, I don't know who I'm doing this for, but when I find her, I'll be ready. And when I met her, I was ready. So what I'm trying to say is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. For those people that are divorced from their significant other and maybe dealing with co-parenting and child support and all that stuff, do your best to manage the distance, because you cannot let divorce and distance be the reason why you neglect your child. And if you're married and have a spouse already, please don't let ambition, similar to what happened with me, I was focused so much on becoming a doctor that eventually I lost myself and lost everything else that I had. Don't let your ambition neglect the people who love you the most. Yeah, and eventually we charged up the car. I had my kids doing jumping jacks, getting their blood flow going as well. We bought very minimal snacks because on top of driving across state lines for free, basically, because when I bought the car, it came with a few months of free charging. It came with a few months of free full self-driving. I also had a whole bunch of snacks that I purchased and I had in the car with a cooler, similar to like when you go to the beach. That's what I had in the car at all times. And every single stop when we use the bathroom, I will get a cup of ice and throw it back in the cooler to make sure everything stayed fresh. I spent less than $100 with the trip on going to New York and coming back to Florida with my sons because I had already packed the snacks and I was taking advantage of everything that the Tesla had to offer from buying that car and the special incentive that they had. And the best part about it, the best part of the trip, it wasn't just reuniting with my sons, it was seeing my sons reunite with my daughter. They were speaking on the phone and they had a hard time. Look, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I don't know if you can see the hairs on my arm just spiking up, because that was one of the best feelings for me in the entire world, for me to see my wife again, just give her a kiss and just go through just accomplishing the mission, bro. Accomplishing the mission of going to New York, picking my sons up and bringing them back, not just so I could be with them, but so they can be with their sister as well. Fighting against generational curses. Fighting against the distance. Parenting across state lines. Navigating different jobs. Navigating being a doctor. Navigating doing EMS content and going semi-viral online, navigating finishing and writing and marketing a book, navigating all these things simultaneously. I wear a lot of different hats, and I just want to show you with my doings that it's doable. I'm also a 3-stripe purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm about to be 41 years old, so if anything, have that information be a testament of what's possible in your life with what you're doing. Against all odds, bro. Against all odds, I was able to reunite my sons with my daughter. Please don't allow any excuses. Please don't allow any lies in your brain. Whether it's going through paramedic school, whether it's providing patient care. I had somebody write me on Instagram telling me that they didn't feel well when they started in healthcare, and they felt alienated and people were shunning them away. The same toxic veterans that I was mentioning about earlier, those are the same people that unfortunately discouraged this brother from going on and continuing on in healthcare. Don't let them get to you, bro. You're not wrong. You're just around the wrong people. Against all odds, bro. Against all odds, make things happen, not just for you, but for the people who love you. And if you don't have them in your life yet, you could start getting prepared by having and adapting this mindset. Don't save everyone else and lose yourself. Don't make the mistake that I made where I prioritized professional development over personal development, and I ended up gaining 70 pounds. My kidneys were failing me, and I was thinking about doing the unthinkable. I was thinking about doing the irreversible. It was really messing with my mind. My spirituality was at an all-time low. Instead of leaning on God, Jesus Christ Almighty, I was leaning on the alcohol, the websites, the drugs, and the pornography, and all these things. Don't lose yourself trying to save everybody else. Focus on yourself, because once you're good at being you, you'll be good at anything. This road trip taught me a lot about just taking care of myself and making things happen against all odds. And I hope it's teaching you a very similar lesson. So here are 5 lessons that you can learn from this road trip. Number 1, define success for yourself before somebody defines it for you. Whether you want to be a nurse, or eventually become a paramedic, or eventually start your own business, whatever the success definition is for you, define it. Don't let yourself be influenced by people who haven't walked a mile in your shoes, unless they're encouraging you to do something that's bigger and better, not just in your professional life, but also your personal life. You judge a tree by its fruit. Look at the results somebody has, both in the professional and personal life, and find out if you consider them to be successful. If you do, then by all means, follow their lead. And if you don't have that person, you got me. Lesson number 2, your body is not optional. You only have one body, and your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, as mentioned in the Bible. Take care of your body. And it's not just about working out, it's also about hydrating, eating properly, tracking your food, and making sure that you consume the best, most quality food that's within your budget and also aligns with the healthier version of yourself. Number 3, technology is used to buy back time. But please, let it make your life easier. Don't let it make you dumber. Artificial intelligence is awesome, but I dare to say emotional intelligence, it's better. Number 4, this is one of the biggest things, man. For me to take this trip, it took a lot of planning. I figured out the best stops. I figured out how not to spend money. I figured out on the best day to pick them up. So please, my people, I'm all about winging it and being spontaneous. But when it comes to the people you love and the people that love and rely on you, don't wing it. Do your research, use technology, do whatever you have to do your research, and figure out what is the best, most efficient way for you to express to them that you love them. Because it's not the same thing to say that you love somebody, and I think that's great, but it's a lot stronger when you back up what you're saying with acts. And if those acts are ideal, for example, if you're planning a date with your lady, show up with some flowers. Guys, I recently found out that it's not up to us to understand flowers. It's up to them to enjoy them. That's it. Show up, give your girl some flowers. Show up, give your kids whatever toy they're interested in. It's not about the price tag attached to it. It's just the thought that counts. So think about it and plan accordingly. And number 5, don't leave your family and loved ones with the leftovers from the job. We're trained to give everything we have to strangers and do the best that we can for them. We go into very uncomfortable, unsanitary situations, and we're dealing with blood and doing CPR compressions and dealing with co-workers and people that are negative, and unfortunately all this stuff, right? But whatever you do, don't give your family the leftovers. Who are you showing up for? Is the person in your life already, or will they be in your life in the future? Who are you doing it for? What is your why? Why do you want to progress into becoming a paramedic? Why are you working as a first responder? What is your reasoning? Why do you want to be where you want to be 3 to 5 years down the line? If you're single, what does your ideal spouse look like? If you're married, what can you do today What can you do to show them that you love them? If you're not married, what can you do to show and honor your mom or your dad? What can you do to show love and appreciation and leadership for your kids? Guys, these are things that I wish somebody would have taught me when I was in your shoes. So instead of complaining, I became a part of the solution. And this solution is the 911 Ready protocol. I wrote this book with you in mind. I wrote this book trying to pay my blessings forward. Whether you're brand new to EMS and you're trying to figure out how to do it properly for longevity, sustainability, no matter what your future goals are after EMS, or whether you've been in EMS for a while and you lost that spark on why you started doing it in the first place, this book is for you. And if you can also take advantage of the free resources on my website at drkairus.com, drkairos.com. There's this starting 911 ready for providers with less than 6 months of experience. And there's also free resource available for providers with more than 6 months of experience. My people, this was an awesome trip. And right now, my kids and I are working out together, spending time together. And it's an awesome way to spend summer 2026. Whether this is viewed in 2026 or beyond, the principles here will improve your life and your relationships with everyone that you love and that relies on you, not just on the ambulance, but also when you clock out of work. I hope this helps. Peace.